Hey guys, it's Charlie, and today I want to talk to you guys about something that's pretty personal to me and something that I struggle with on a regular basis, but maybe me sharing my experience can help some of you if you might relate or you're going through this as well, and maybe to see someone who you watch on YouTube and they're struggling with the same situation. If they can relate to you, maybe it'll bring you a little bit of comfort. Maybe you might even discover that you experienced this too and you had no idea what it was or that this is what you're going through. So yeah, I realized this year that I struggle with social anxiety. I'm here in Vietnam, so there are lots of cars and motorbikes and trucks going by, so I hope you can bear with me. I knew my whole life that I had some things that were a bit uncomfortable for me, and I knew that they were things that I felt like, I guess I'm just not normal. And I thought it was just me and my personality, there's certain situations that are unpleasant for me. And I thought, it was partially I'm just a bit introverted in some ways, but later, once I found out, I looked up what social anxiety was, and I found out wow, all of these things that I'm experiencing, there's a name for it. Pretty much there are a lot of little things. The first thing that I ever noticed was growing up, I hated talking on the phone. I still to this day do not talk on the phone. The only people I will talk on the phone to is my mom and my girlfriend. The earliest memory I have is being on the phone with my oldest brother. After talking with him for a couple of minutes on the phone, I passed the phone to my mom. And when they hung up, my mom told me that my brother thought that I was in a rush and I had to do something or something like that, because he said it sounded like I was in a rush and I wanted to get off of the phone really quick. And even to this day, calling to make an appointment for a doctor or calling to find out information about something is so difficult for me. I struggle so much, and I will put off phone calls because I don't want to talk to people on the phone. So that was the first thing that I had ever noticed, was my difficulty speaking on the phone. The next thing that I struggle with is... Sorry, bear with me. The next thing that I struggle with is social situations, like walking down hallways or seeing people, passing by people where I might have to have a conversation with them. This greatly affects me at work, for example, and it causes me to avoid, I will purposely walk down another direction just because I know I'm less likely to bump into someone. And this really affects me in a job situation where I have to even work in an office where I might pass by someone or have to have that awkward conversation in a hallway and try and get away, because I feel like I want to get away. In certain situations, for example, working situations, I in the past have gone down hallways that were trying to avoid people, trying not to go through specific offices because I know that there are people there that I might have to have a conversation with. And even situations, this is a big realization for me. I have had roommates in the past, and I will purposely, when I need to go out into the kitchen or the living area, I will open my door and listen to see if there's anyone out there. And if there is someone out there, I'll close my door and I'll wait until I know they're gone. And I will feel anxious. I'll feel oh, there's someone out there. I can't go out there. And it's it's scary. It's sad also because I didn't realize I did this until I was living with another person intimately, and noticed that they didn't do that, that was when I realized, dang, I'm really different. Like, this is a big deal. I didn't realize that this wasn't normal. It's not normal to like peek out or like try and listen to see if someone else is out there so you can avoid them or go out if they're not there. That was when I realized, being able to compare myself with someone else, that this is not the normal thing to do. You know, people just go out, and if they happen to be there, they'll have like a little conversation or say something and do their own thing. But for me, it's like I go out of my way to avoid people. Another way that social anxiety affects my life is, I know that a lot of people think I'm like super outgoing, and in many ways I am. I'm capable of walking up to people and, oh my gosh, it's so loud. I'm very capable of walking up to someone and asking them a question. I'm not afraid of that. So people think that I'm like a very social person and I'm not afraid of anything, but I do have these fears that are like a bit different than just the average, oh, I don't want to walk up to someone and ask them a question, because for me, I can do that. But something that is difficult for me is even things like meetups. Meetups for me have been such a challenge, and I love meeting you guys. I love talking to you guys, getting to know you, and people who have just followed me and are inspired by me, or something that I have done has made them feel less alone or more inspired to go out and do things that they never thought they would do. And so that's the reason why I love holding and hosting my meetups, is because I want to meet the people who are on the other side of the screen watching. I love meeting you guys, and the thing that you guys don't know, and I never told you, is that it's so hard for me. Leading up to the meetup, I might be anxious, rethinking like, oh, should I do this? But obviously I'm going to go through with it because I already announced it and planned it. But it's just the anxiety leading up to it. But once I'm there, I'm happy, I'm having a good time. And I know that even before leading up to it, I'll be okay in the moment. It's just the leading up to it part that gets me anxious. Another thing is, when I'm there, I worry have I talked to everyone enough? Did I give them all enough attention? I hope that they don't think that I'm not interested, and I'm going through all these thoughts in my head, trying to make sure I got everything covered. I want to make sure I cater and speak to you guys enough, and make sure I don't forget anyone, or make sure like there's always something that's going on in my mind, but I'm still enjoying myself talking to you guys, but I'm like, I have a lot in my mind, and it's a part of that anxiety. Events where I have planned and it's like pretty much about me, where maybe I feel like I need to make sure everyone's taken care of, I will kind of dread them leading up to it, but once I'm there, I'm good. Although I'm good and I'm having a good time, I still have thoughts creeping in of like, is everyone okay? Another thing is, leading up to other events where I have to be social, still just the anxiety leading up to it of, oh, do I really want to go? And it's something that I'm really trying to slowly understand about myself and also cope with, and try and learn how to navigate around it. Now that I'm aware of what it is, I just thought I was weird. Now that I'm able to put a name or a word to what I experience, and knowing that it's not just that I'm weird, or, well, I kind of am still weird, but being able to know that this is actually a thing and not just like little pieces of me that's just strange or awkward. This is something I need to kind of like learn how to cope with. It has allowed me to recognize these situations, like I'm experiencing anxiety right now from this social situation, and what can I do to cope with it? Being able to understand that this is something that other people experience as well, and it's not just me being a horrible person, not wanting to talk to people. It's actually a thing. It allows me to be able to kind of learn more about myself and figure out ways to cope. So comment below on how you cope with it, and maybe in another video I can share with you guys some techniques that I'm slowly trying to learn and take on to kind of cope with it and get through life with social anxiety. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or for some support. I really like sharing my life with you, and I thought that I would share this little bit of myself with you guys on a personal level. It's something that I know a lot of people are shocked about, because I seem like such a social person, and I actually kind of am, but I just still have struggles within that social being. And I think the more that I get older, I even more enjoy being alone and by myself. And so that gets harder along with the social anxiety. So I'm like I really like my individual space, my personal space and all of that. So yeah, getting older also comes along with me wanting to be to myself. But on top of the social anxiety, it's a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I was gonna eat this whole thing like this. Oops, oh my gosh. You know, oh my gosh, you soak it.
You soak it.